this is crazy.
Yeah.
This guy's 40 years old and still can crack and still as fast as lightning.
He's still got speed that kind of compares to the average or above average speed that's out there today.
Mario Barrios is good. I'm not saying he's not. I'm not trying to discredit him. But Manny Pacquiao is just a rare kind of fighter, a rare human being. He's like a freak of nature. Like I said, if others can do it, I truly believe Pacquiao can too. He lives clean, stays sober, no partying, unless it's with his wife. He's a family man and a man of faith. George Foreman lived the same way. Barrios and his team are treating this fight seriously. They've said they're training as if Pacquiao is still in his prime. That shows respect. Barrios is known for loving big challenges, so this fight is a major test for both guys. That mindset will keep Barrios sharp and ready for whatever comes.
Not normal, but he's still like a professional heavyweight boxer. He's still terrifying.
Pacquiao's advisor, Sean Gibbons, said choosing Barrios as an opponent was both meaningful and planned. Barrios holds the WBC belt, which ties the match to Pacquiao's legendary history with that title. Gibbons said winning the WBC belt again would be a perfect way to end Pacquiao's career, turning this fight into more than just another event. It's the final page in one of boxing's most incredible stories.
He's an interesting guy, man, because he's so friendly.
Right.
You know, like even like when people are trash talking, he's like smiling, and then he gets in that ring.
Kick your ass later.
Different fucking dude.
Right.
Once he steps through that roast, like this is a whole different set of rules he's flying with.
Like Keith Thurman talking about you gonna crucify him and stuff like that, and he just
don't say that. Yeah.
And got crucified.
Yeah, but he's
I wish you the best
too.
Good luck in that fight.
Pacquiao's list of achievements is unmatched in many ways. He's won 12 major world titles and held top championships in 4 weight divisions, from flyweight to super lightweight. He's also the only boxer to win world titles in 4 different decades, something rarely seen. His 25 pay-per-view fights brought in over $122 billion in earnings, proving he's always been a huge draw and fan favorite. In 2021, Pacquiao said he was retiring from boxing to focus on politics in the Philippines. He ran for president in 2022 but didn't win. Even so, he stayed active in public service, worked as a senator, and stayed involved in charity work. His exit from boxing ended a legendary chapter, but his influence didn't fade. When Pacquiao later announced a comeback, it shocked the sports world. Fans and experts were surprised since he hadn't fought in years.
Greatest boxer maybe in my generation, Manny Pacquiao, man.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Destroyed.
Manny Pacquiao. He
Fucking just
won world
destroyed.
titles in 8 different weight classes. Who the fuck does that?
And the way he did it, like
Yeah.
that Cotto, I'm a huge fan of Cotto. I love this school, and the way that he beat Cotto, I didn't think nobody could ever do that to him. And it's just like, bro, what the fuck?
Well, his legs. Manny's legs are like tree trunks.
Yeah, and the
It's
hand
crazy.
speed, the power,
Speed, everything.
I just always wish that the Mayweather Pacquiao fight would have took place many years before than when it did. You know.
Well, it also took place and Manny went into the fight with a fucked up shoulder. I mean, he knew his shoulder was fucked before that fight and just wanted that money and just let's see what happens.
WBC President Mauricio Sulaiman confirmed that all the approvals were cleared for Pacquiao to fight for the welterweight title again. Not everyone is excited about his return. Some critics think it's risky for a 46-year-old and wonder if it's really about legacy or just for money. People often compare this to Floyd Mayweather's exhibition matches. Some say this comeback feels more like a show than a serious fight. This split opinion reflects the bigger talk in boxing. Should older legends return, or are they risking their names and records?
some great fights never take place, or they take place too late, like Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. They fought too late. I mean, if that fight could have been arranged by Riyadh Season, they probably would have caught them both in their prime, and it would have been chaos.
Yeah, Manny was done before that. It was
and he also had a blown shoulder going into the fight.
Yeah.
He needed shoulder surgery before the fight even started.
WBC President Mauricio Sulaiman confirmed that all the approvals were cleared for Pacquiao to fight for the welterweight title again. Not everyone is excited about his return. Some critics think it's risky for a 46-year-old and wonder if it's really about legacy or just for money. People often compare this to Floyd Mayweather's exhibition matches. Some say this comeback feels more like a show than a serious fight. This split opinion reflects the bigger talk in boxing. Should older legends return, or are they risking their names and records?
Only 8-division world champion. He'll be inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame next month. And then in July, BC is going to come out of retirement. Why now?
By the way, between those two dates, I believe he has an election coming up for a Senate position in the Philippines. So we always know that Manny is a busy man. He gets after it. He also dares to be great. And this is wild news. Look, in the boxing underground rumor mill, this had been floating around for a couple months. We just didn't know if it was going to be for real. Was Manny really going to commit to not just coming back after 4 years away, after just one fight in the last 6 years, at age 46, but to come back directly into a title fight against a young, in his prime, active champion in Mario Barrios? It's interesting theater, to say the least. It's a pay-per-view main event, reportedly for July 19th. And we know Manny Pacquiao has always brought big business, but now he's going to bring it in more of the late career George Foreman type of way to etch himself into that record book even further. Can Manny do it? I mean, look, the odds are certainly against him, but there's one thing about certain legends in this game. Think Bernard Hopkins, who fought into a very late age. Some of them, as long as they can physically get themselves into that ring, sometimes they can reproduce magic for one night. So it's a romantic situation. I got cats walking around.
Yep.
People are excited to see the Pac-Man back. You just got to kind of figure out, is this for real? Is he going to be for real? Or are we going to send him into a physical, violent retirement?
Joe Rogan responded to Manny Pacquiao's new training video at 46, calling it unbelievable. He said it's wild how Pacquiao, even nearing 50, still hits hard and moves like someone much younger. His speed, power, and sharpness haven't faded. He still looks amazing. Rogan says Pacquiao is far from ordinary, still like a top heavyweight boxer. He's still scary. Rogan adds that Pacquiao is built different. He doesn't rely on talking trash or creating hype. He proves it all in the ring. Even now, at 46, his focus, speed, and strength speak for him. Pacquiao stays humble, sharp, and dangerous, still a serious threat.
Manny Pacquiao against Mario Barrios fight is signed, done for July of 2025. Pacquiao is 46 years old. We haven't seen him in the ring in years. Are you cool with Pacquiao against Mario Barrios?
If I was cool with Manny Pacquiao coming back and fighting Keith Thurman, I'm definitely going to be cool with this one. Barrios is not a puncher. Thurman was one of the biggest punchers in boxing. I think he's going to be just fine.
If Pacquiao wants to come back as a Hall of Famer and fight one more time, whatever. He didn't look good against Yordenis Ugas, and that was 5 years ago. We've seen him in these exhibitions looking fleshy, to say the least. It's meaningless because if Barrios wins, he's never going to fight a boots artist. If Pacquiao wins, he's not going to fight anybody ever again. So I'm kind of indifferent to the whole thing.
New training footage of Pacquiao has sparked more conversation. A short video shows him hitting pads with sharp focus and surprising speed. His punches come fast in quick bursts, and his movement hints at the same tricky footwork that once gave top fighters major problems. Even at 46, there's a rhythm in his steps, a flash of the explosive style that made him a ring legend.
So basically, your interpretation is that the boxing public is upset because they believe Pacquiao's gonna beat Barrios, which is gonna lead to a Tank Pacquiao fight?
Yes, look around. Look in the Discord. That's what everybody Pac and Tank that's being set up.
Oh,
Tank
so,
and Pac.
okay, so they saying Barrios is the setup for Tank and Pac. I didn't see that, but your argument makes sense. If he beats Barrios, there's nothing wrong with him fighting Tank. But the issue is he don't deserve the Barrios fight off of 3 years off and a loss to Ugas.
That's Crimea River, man. That's what boxing is. But longer deserve a Canelo fight.
Gervonta Tank Davis has a 6 to 7 fight deal with the PBC and Amazon for $200 million. That's like $30 million a fight, all right? He also has a fight date for November. El Rayo team has said they're not fighting this year, so he's not the guy. So the question is, who is the guy who is willing to fight Tank by November and could build the fight into a fight worth $30 million? Y'all must be out y'all minds if y'all think that Manny Pacquiao versus Gervonta Tank Davis isn't a huge fight. That'll probably be his biggest fight ever. Y'all know that's a big fight because the boxing fan today, they know Tyson, Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather, Canelo Alvarez. That's who they know.
Joe Rogan has often praised Manny Pacquiao's amazing boxing journey, pointing out how he won world titles in 8 different weight divisions. Rogan said this achievement is rare and incredible. He's impressed not just by the number of belts, but also by Pacquiao's incredible speed and movement, especially for someone his size. Rogan once said Pacquiao's legs are like tanks, strong and durable. That mix of quickness and power made Pacquiao a special kind of fighter who could dominate in many weight classes.
Boxing Doctor News told Onto Your Gloves, boxing fans, rumors are true. Manny Pacquiao is stepping back into the ring. At 46 years old, the Filipino legend is taking on WBC welterweight champ Mario Barrios this July. But here's the kicker. Pacquiao's first world title was as a flyweight, and now he wants to retire as the WBC welterweight champ. Talk about a career comeback, but can the Pac-Man turn back time? He hasn't been in top form lately, while Barrios is coming off a tough draw. Will Pacquiao's experience triumph over youth, or is this one fight too far? Either way, July is shaping up to be an explosive month for boxing. Pacquiao's rolling the dice one last time. Will he make history as the oldest welterweight champ ever? Get ready for a showdown that'll have you on the edge of your seat.
Rogan has also talked about how thrilling a Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather fight could have been if it happened earlier. He thinks that kind of matchup would have blown up the internet and taken over social media, grabbing the attention of millions worldwide. His thoughts show not just respect for Pacquiao's skills, but also how huge his career really is. Rogan believes Pacquiao isn't just a top boxer. He's a global icon whose impact goes beyond boxing.
You want Manny Pacquiao to do something, any fighter to do incredible stuff, I will bet that Manny Pacquiao will be the guy. And that's why he's one of the GOATs of the sport of boxing, or probably the GOAT, arguably. All right? Manny Pacquiao could beat Mario Barrios. Now, Mario Barrios is good. I'm not saying that. I'm not trying to, devalue Mario Barrios, but Manny Pacquiao is just a special fighter, special human being, a freak of nature. All right? Like I said in the beginning, if these guys could do it, I believe that Manny Pacquiao could do it. He lives a wholesome life. He lives a sober life. He doesn't party around and stuff like that unless he's with the wife. He's a family man. He's a God-fearing man. And look, just like George Foreman was a God-fearing man who was living a clean life and stuff like that.
Fight analyst Ryan Campbell shared his thoughts on Pacquiao's comeback at 46. Campbell mentioned how hard it can be to take on a younger, stronger fighter like Mario Barrios. He compared the situation to George Foreman's famous return. Campbell says age isn't the only thing that matters in boxing. History proves that older fighters can still deliver one last amazing moment in the ring.
They presented us, with this opportunity, and he said, you know what, I'll bite down for it one more time. And then from there, obviously we had a tough loss, but it was a competitive fight. And his first fight at 147 pounds, he goes on and takes on Keith Thurman. No tune-ups, no getting used to the thing. Goes at that point is about as good as you can get in the division, and took on that. So he takes on all comers, all challenges. His first world title against Batirov, the Russian, is about as tough as you could have done at the time. And so I think he's earned the right now to be in the biggest, best possible fights. And now it's going to be up to Al Heyman and Louis DeCubas Jr. on what they see is best and fit for his career, whether that's, Pacquiao, Spence, if that's a unification with Boots Ennis. That'll be up to them. But I do know one thing about Mario Barrios.
Campbell also took a closer look at Pacquiao's current physical shape. Even though he's clearly past his peak, Pacquiao still moves fast enough to compete with many average fighters. Campbell noted that while Pacquiao may not be as explosive, his quick hands and strong footwork still give him an edge over less experienced welterweights. Boxing fans are split. Some think his instincts and smarts are enough to perform well. Others remember his last fight 5 years ago, which didn't show his usual greatness. That mix of hope and doubt captures the mystery around his return, as fans try to balance respect with reality.
We have Sean Gibbons here, Manny Pacquiao's right-hand man, advisor, head of MP Promotions. Sean, I know you spent a lot of time with Manny Pacquiao over recent weeks and months. There's a lot of conversations about Manny's comeback. What is the latest that you could offer and the update around the potential matchup with Mario Barrios?
Well, the latest is Manny's fighting an exhibition on 28th in Japan. So, you don't really look past that. But if he's successful there, Mario Barrios, we've talked about Conor Benn, which I believe was a great fight. That would have been a tremendous fight. We could have done it in England, we could have done it in the U.S., we could have done it in Rehab season. But the fact that he wasn't able to come off the suspension, that put the brakes on that. So that brought us to Mario Barrios. He's the WBC world champion. Manny's first belt ever, many years ago, was the WBC belt. So I think it would have been a great story and a very wonderful fight to be.
There's talk that the bout with Mario Barrios is just the first move in a bigger comeback. Rumors suggest that if Pacquiao beats Barrios, it could lead to a huge fight against Gervonta Tank Davis. Some believe Barrios was picked because he's beatable, giving Pacquiao a chance to build momentum and excitement for a bigger payday. This kind of matchup strategy is normal in boxing returns. Early fights help test the condition and market value of returning legends.
Philippine boxing legend Manny Pacquiao leads ESPN's list of top 25 Asian athletes of the 21st century. The 8th Division World Boxing Champ bested the likes of Chinese basketball icon Yao Ming and Japanese baseball superstar Ichiro Suzuki, who finished second and third respectively. Completing the top 5 are Korean football star Song Hong-min and Japanese-American Naomi Osaka. Also making the list, the Philippines' first ever Olympic gold medal winner, weightlifter Heidelin Diaz, and the PBA's 7-time PBA MVP, Junmar Fajardo.
The office of the Vice President confirms Sara Duterte is abroad on a personal trip.
One of the most powerful parts of Pacquiao's comeback is his chase for the WBC welterweight belt, the same group that gave him his first major title. This full-circle journey adds an emotional touch to the story, making it more than just another match. It's a chance to win back the belt that first launched him into global fame.
For years.
2015, you remember that one. Pacquiao is now planning to run for president in his native Philippines this upcoming May. But Shannon, how will you remember Manny as a boxer?
Historically great fighter.
Good for you.
The only fighter to win 8 world titles. I mean, he started out boxing, he was 106 pounds, won a title at, I think, 112, and went all the way up to
108 first.
Went all the way up to 154.
It's impossible. It's just...
I don't believe, I feel very comfortable and said, I don't believe we'll ever see that again, Skip.
We'll never see it again.
And it wasn't like he was fighting bums. When you go back and look at Marco Antonio Barrera and Eric Morales and Oscar Larios and De La Hoya and Hatton and Cotto, Margarita, Mosley, Timothy Bradley, Mayweather. Skip. I mean, what do you got to say? He was a champion in 4 different decades.
Yep.
Fighter of the year. First ballot Hall of Fame. He's great. He fought everybody. Whenever.